Welcome to the first in a series of videos about success. You can find out much more in my philosophical memoir, Climbing Maya, now available in ebook, paperback, and audiobook. I'm Ken LaSalle. This time, I thought it might be a good idea to talk about why we should define success to begin with. After all, everyone knows what success is, don't they? As it turns out, probably not. When I was first considering writing Climbing Maya, I asked a number of people to define success for me and was told, in one way or another, that everyone knew what success was. They just couldn't put it into words. It was different for everybody, I was told. And that made me wonder even more. After all, how can anyone know what success is if it's different for everybody? Clearly, success must vary from person to person simply based on differences between people. But if success is different, how can anyone define it? There must be some quality of success that remains universal for every person. But I was hard-pressed in finding anyone who could tell me what that quality might be. Eventually, I went to the dictionary, where all of our answers must surely lay. There again, I found some real confusion as to the nature of success itself. The two most relevant definitions include A, acquisition, and B, success. That's right, the dictionary defines success, as successful, or as having success. None of those help us a great deal if we're looking to understand what success is, of course, but I suppose they felt they needed to put something there. Let's move on then to the other most relevant definition, the one used by so many of us, acquisition. The dictionary defines success as acquiring things, power, money, property, you name it. Is this the correct answer? Is this even a useful answer? No. And I'll tell you why. Because there are plenty of rich people who feel unfulfilled. There have always been people in power who lack success. Just look at Adolf Hitler, to take a very extreme example. He possessed great wealth and power, but even at his height, there was no universal agreement that he was successful. If anything, that's an understatement. All acquisition gets you is acquisition. If we're going to consider success as synonymous with words like fulfilled, actualized, or even happy, we're going to have to dig a lot further than that. Why define success at all? I suppose that depends on your attitude towards life. If you don't want to be successful, you really don't need to know what success is. But if you want to live a successful life, which again we're hoping is synonymous with words like fulfilled, actualized, and even happy, you need some idea of how to get there. There are plenty of authority figures ready to point the way. Religious leaders will tell you to follow their belief system. Career counselors and even your boss at work will probably give you some path to travel. And there's no end of infomercials and websites ready to tell you exactly how to live your life. Believe me. But once again, if success is different for everyone, and we've established that's probably the case, then the only person who can really tell you is you. My goal in Climbing Maya was to take that universal quality I mentioned earlier and examine that for some indication of how it would apply to each person. And you know what? It works. Climbing Maya is not a self-help program. It isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. I wanted to know what success was just as much as you probably do if you're watching this. Just like you, I wanted answers. And that's why I wrote Climbing Maya. You can find the real definition of success right there in ebook, paperback, and audiobook. I hope you pick up a copy. And thank you.